Is antivirus software necessary for your Mac? This is MacVoices. This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by the MacVoices Slack, available to all patrons of MacVoices. Sign up today at patreon.com/MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is a MacVoices briefing on why you may want to consider antivirus software for your Mac. So let's start out by looking at three things. First of all, how much is your data worth? Second, how much is your time worth? And third, how much is your security worth? Because those are going to be the three big things that are affected most if you end up having a hack of your system by malware or even ransomware. And I'll let you answer those questions, but from where I sit, any more than about $10 for any one of those, and it's time for you to invest in some malware protection. Now, there are a number of reasons that I'm kind of changing my position on things, because for years, Mac users have had the luxury of ignoring all the virus problems that are so rampant on the Windows side. And the good thing is that we probably are still safe from the vast majority of those for quite a while to come. But at the end of the day, if you get hit, it really doesn't matter what happens to the rest of us. It's the fact that you got hit and you have a problem. So I've been looking at my own habits, and I'm getting more and more spam emails. I'm seeing more and more spam messages of all kinds. And at the end of the day, it's going to take just a moment of inattention or distraction for me to click on the wrong thing, or maybe not think hard enough about the email I'm looking at. Click on it, and once it's done, it's done. You're infected. And maybe you're being taken advantage of. So I've been running now for a few weeks some antivirus and anti-malware programs on my Mac. The good thing is that, unlike the old days, I'm not seeing any performance hits. I'm not seeing them affect any of the usefulness or productivity of my Mac. And so I think it maybe is time that you all think about it as well. Now, I'm a little bit paranoid about some of this, because I do use my Mac to access some corporate systems. The last thing, and I'm sure that's true for you too, the last thing I want to have is my Macintosh be a vector for any ransomware attacks or malware attacks on those corporate systems, not only for my own protection, but also for the company's protection. So not entirely magnanimous, because obviously if I am the vector, then there are going to be some consequences for me. So I want to protect everybody as much as I can. It's also probably worth noting that, I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot more Cyrillic-based spam messages and spam attacks that come not only through regular email, but also through the contact forms on my websites. This all seems to have really escalated since the Ukrainian war started. That's not a political statement, it's just a statement of fact. So I'm becoming more and more aware of just how much is going on out there and how it potentially could affect me and could affect you. So, as I said, I'm just a little bit paranoid. I am running two different malware programs on a pretty consistent basis. The first one is Malwarebytes. I do not use the paid version. I'm using the free version for that, which means that it doesn't do automatic scanning. I have to do the scanning manually. So I have some reminders set up in my calendar to tell me to do that every couple days. And it's very quick. And, well, we'll talk about results in a minute. But it's very quick, very unobtrusive. So I would tell you, that's one of your first best places if you want to start to experiment with this. The second piece of software that I'm running is MacScan by SecureMac. This is one that I definitely pay for. It's about $50 a year for one computer. By the standards of a lot of apps, it's not inexpensive, but for the protection it's giving, I don't think it's bad at all. It has various levels of scans that you can set up to schedule to run or run manually. Some of them will take quite a while and are more deep scans. There's a scan that looks for the common places that malware might hide on your computer and scans those. So it's very Both of these are very, very approachable. That's what I really like about them. Now, I said I'd touch on results. The good news is that I haven't found any malware on my computer. So maybe I'm to be congratulated for not clicking on the wrong links or visiting the wrong websites. But I have found, the only malware I have found is Microsoft Office malware, things hidden in Word files, Word files and Excel files. Most of those, frankly, are old, much older files, back when macros were a much more common thing in Office. So none of them affect me, but if I had passed those on, or if I did pass those on, then I was passing those on to colleagues who, if they were running the Windows version, may have been affected. So maybe I'm just being overly paranoid, but I don't think so anymore. And at this point, just like any other precaution you take, put your seatbelt on. You don't expect to have a crash the next time you get in your car, but you just never know. So I would encourage you to check out Malwarebytes. Definitely check out MacScan by SecureMac and find out whether they are worth it for you. Malwarebytes, as I say, has a free option. They also have a paid premium option. MacScan, I believe, has a free trial period. After that, it is a pay-for program. So something to think about as you are out there surfing and opening emails. You are more of a target than ever, unfortunately, and I want you to be safe because I want you to continue to be able to enjoy MacVoices and everything else you do with your Mac. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching.
Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.